Allegations of corruption and misconduct have plagued the parliament for decades. From reports of bribes being exchanged in bathrooms to millions allegedly changing hands during impeachment proceedings, the integrity of the institution is consistently under fire. Despite President William Ruto's pledge to fight graft, many wonder if the responsibility ultimately lies with the Speaker. Well, Grace Nganga investigates.
It is here, inside Parliament, where the nation expects accountability. But recent events have turned the spotlight inward, questioning the very integrity of the House. Allegations of bribery in Parliament are not new. Years ago, MPs themselves admitted money was being slipped into hands in the corridors, even in toilets, to sway critical votes on crucial matters.
And I could hear people in the toilet, inside the toilet, telling each other, how much have you been given and who has given you?
She's distributing money. I don't know if it is money or whether it is sweet, but there is something that she's distributing. But it is abhorrent, Madam Speaker, to see Madam Gendi distributing money, 100,000, to the members to vote on their way, Madam Speaker.
The shadow of cash for votes never really disappeared. The pattern returned during the stormy days of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Whispers grew louder that lawmakers were being offered millions to seal the then Deputy President's fate, a charge that Parliament never fully dispelled.
Walikuwa wanapatiana pesa mingi, walikuwa wanapatiana shilingi milioni 10 kwa kila senator kupiga kura. Na ndio ilikuwa kweli wa mambo. Tusidanganyane.
Today, the same institution is again under fire. Reports of bloated committee budgets, controversial foreign trips, and inducements to tilt votes have tainted Parliament's credibility. And the accusations extend beyond money.
How did we get to a culture where for you to even introduce a bill or for you to even get to the order paper, money has to exchange hands? How did we get here?
Some committees, once meant to check ministries and safeguard public funds, are now whispered to be extortion avenues. Others have taken an even darker turn, retreating behind closed doors for private camera sessions. Article 118(2) of the Constitution is clear. Committee proceedings must be public unless the Speaker authorizes otherwise. Yet, reports suggest these secretive meetings are convened outside his sanction. This raises one unavoidable question. If committees are breaking the law under his watch, where does the buck stop?
The integrity begins where your House leadership does not care about upholding the integrity of those offices. That's why we are seeing speakers, their offices are now being merged with doing campaigns for the executive. You're seeing the Speaker, which is supposed to be the third highest office in this country, going down to the grassroots to push the agenda of the current regime.
Order.
The Speaker is more than just a referee in the chamber. He is the custodian of parliamentary order, the gatekeeper of accountability, and the one empowered to call for or approve private sessions. If lawmakers are holding unconstitutional meetings and using committees as cash points, who is liable? President William Ruto may talk tough on corruption, but if Parliament itself is tainted, the anti-graft war is fatally weakened, which is why critics insist the Speaker cannot remain shielded from responsibility.
When there's issues of corruption, legitimate issues that they should at least say, let us investigate, they are the ones who are not only quiet, but actually defending and even making sure by omission that they cover up all the corruption that is going on.
Question is, if Parliament cannot clean itself, then how can it clean the nation?
Maseneta sasa wanamtaka Rais Ruto kutoa ushahidi alionao kuhusu kuwa baadhi yao wanahongwa wanaposhughulikia kesi za magavana wanaofikishwa mbele yao. Kwenye kikao cha kamati ya uhasibu mapema leo, maseneta wakiongozwa na Moses Kajwang' na Edwin Sifuna wamemtaka Spika wa Bunge la Kitaifa Moses Wetangula na mwenzake wa Seneti Amason Kingi kutumia nafasi walionayo kisheria kumuita rais kuthibitisha madai hayo. Rais kwa mara kadhaa amesema kuwa ufisadi umeendelezwa pakubwa bungeni, ikiwemo baadhi ya maseneta hudai mlungula wa hadi shilingi milioni 150.
Article 125 gives us the power to compel the appearance of any person before this committee. Any person, including the president, who is making allegations of unethical conduct on the part of Parliament. I want to challenge the speakers of the two houses, because they are the ones who chair the Powers and Privileges committees pursuant to the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act. For the President to come and explain who are those people who are demanding bribes, who are those people who are given bribes, because you cannot try Parliament in a kangaroo court when statute already has clear provisions for dealing with unethical conduct on the part of members of National Assembly or members of the Senate. I think we should move away from this lynching, from this kangaroo court mentality, and challenge our speakers that they must convene the necessary committees and listen to evidence from the President and listen to evidence from anybody else who alleges unethical conduct on the part of members of National Assembly.
President William Ruto has vowed to take stern action against members of parliament implicated in corruption. But questions are now being raised, as the president himself has often been seen distributing large sums of money without disclosing its source. Critics are asking, how will he confront members of parliament while his close allies also channel millions to churches without clear accountability? Our reporter Haman Kamariki has the details.
President William Samoei Ruto was once again before members of parliament Monday, and once again he accused lawmakers of taking bribes.
Do you, for example, know, that a few members of your committee collected 10 million shillings so that you could pass that law on anti-money laundering? Did you get the money? And they are collecting money in the name of Parliament. And some of the time, or most of the time, that money never gets to Parliament, it gets to a few people.
But here's the question, are we really living in a country governed by law or by bribes? And I'll pause for a moment.
We are not going to shame them. We are going to arrest them.
Now, this is the same president who, not long ago, stood in a Roysambu church and handed out 20 million Kenya shillings, promising another 100 million Kenya shillings. We all saw it. That wasn't a rumor.
Mimi mwenyewe nitatoa milioni 20 kwanza. Niende nipangane mimi na marafiki zangu tutafute milioni 100.
He calls bribes in parliament a sin. But what about unexplained donations in churches? If MPs take millions to pass a bill and the president splashes millions to score political points, what's the difference? And now, the head of state vows to arrest MPs. Fair enough. But who will arrest the president? Who will question Farouk Kibet carrying bags of cash? Who will confront Oscar Sudi tossing money in churches like pocket change? Who will explain the so-called empowerment programs run by his allies with no clear source of funds? Kenyans, have we forgotten so quickly? The Finance Bill 2023-2024 was pushed through with millions changing hands. The impeachment vote against the former Deputy President Rigathi Geoffrey Gachagua was also fueled by money. And where will the 600 million Kenya shillings he has pledged for Harambee Stars be drawn from? Until then, one truth remains. This is not fight against graft. It is a national hypocrisy.
Kwingineko, Rais William Ruto sasa anasema wabunge wanaohusika na ufisadi watakamatwa. Rais pia akifichua kuwa maseneta hudai hadi shilingi milioni 150 kutoka kwa magavana wanapofika mbele ya seneti kuhojiwa. Naye kinara wa ODM Raila Odinga amesema ufisadi bungeni umeibua wasiwasi.
All rise.
Rais William Ruto, naibu wake Profesa Kithure Kindiki na kinara wa ODM Raila Odinga walifika mbele ya wabunge katika kikao cha pamoja cha ODM na UDA wakiwa na lengo moja, kufichua ufisadi bungeni.
There are people who are destroying the credibility of Parliament. And they are collecting money in the name of Parliament.
Rais Ruto akianza na maseneta akiwataja kuwa wamegeuka kupe wa ugatuzi.
The latest soko huru in the Senate. Where does somebody find 150 million? Where? Is that his money? That is money that belongs to the county. Is that correct or not correct? Yes.
Magavana Eric Mutai wa Kericho, Kawira Mwangaza wa Meru na Abdi Guyo wa Isiolo ndiyo magavana waliofika mbele ya Seneti kujitetea baada ya mabunge ya kupitisha hoja ya kuwaondoa ofisini. Rais Ruto pia hakuwasaza wabunge wa bunge la kitaifa.
Let me ask you, members of parliament who are seated here. Do you, for example, know, do you, for example, know that a few members of your committee collected 10 million shillings so that you could pass that law on anti-money laundering? Did you get the money? So
I thought you were saying people should reduce lobby. But you know, the people who are lobbying are from outside parliament. They are not inside. They come here, they hover around the corridors of parliament. It's an internationally accepted standard of parliamentary work, Your Excellency. Lobbying. This other one you have talked about is alien to us. I have never seen that one.
But lobbying is a different thing from extortion. From extortion. Then you have a member, every committee has got a member who is how do you call him? Welfare bunge is giving a very, very image of parliament.
To those who believe politics doesn't affect them, I hope today has taught you how politics affect you directly.
Ruto simpigi kura. Amenajisi nchi. Bila kutumia hata kondom.
This is Selector Dede.
Wanadhani ya si bongo lala, ikikupita we bongo lala, na walosema jana iwezi fika leo, tuko ground tunasonga. Hati jikuku mewaka sana, na mabisto wanachafua raga, na walosema jana iwezi fika leo, tuko ground tunasonga. Hakuna boka, peleke shuleni watasoma, madaktari wamegoma, hapa sani Yesu atatuponya. Wambie punde imechoka sana, farasi bado ijapatikana, ni mandai wanagonya na mali wanaponda, unakonda wananona. Mandamano, 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 amise mandamano, mandamano, mandamano,
Jam down, shuffle.